Hello, Captains, and welcome back to Star Trek Online. I am your host, and today we are going to take a look at the Beacon of Kahless. So this is the reward from the TFO Event Battle at or of the Binary Stars. So for the past several weeks, or at least a couple of weeks, they have been running this special event PvE queue called Battle at the Binary Stars. I have had a couple of videos on it. I first played it with a blind playthrough, and then I did a concoction of playthroughs with different ships. You can check out those videos if you want to see what the actual TFO is all about. But the whole point of playing the TFO was to gather these commendation awards and these things right here, the featured TFO commendations, so that we could get a special reward, event reward. And it's under the Events tab, Reputation, Collect Featured TFO Rewards. And it says, exchange 14 featured TFO commendations to receive a generous sum of fleet marks, reputation marks of your choice, dilithium ore, 3 featured TFO reward boxes, and the Beacon of Kahless. And so that is the big reward for this whole event, is the Beacon of Kahless. And that's what we're going to find out in this video today, is how useful this Beacon of Kahless is. What is it? What does it do? And is it useful? Of course, the other rewards are useful anyway. These featured TFO reward 3 times boxes. Looking forward to that. You get enhanced universal tech upgrade or specialization points. That's going to be real nice. A large amount of dilithium, fleet marks, and mark of your choice. Another excellent reward. So as you can see, I have 13 out of 14 commendations. I actually have all 14 of them now. I have completed, I have been grinding this whole TFO thing, and I am ready now to add the 14th one right here on screen. And there you go. I can now collect my rewards. I'm going to leave the chat up so you can see all the things that it rewards me as it pops up in the chat. So here we go. When I click reward, let's see what happens. Bang. Got featured TFO reward 3 times, Beacon of Kahless, and I guess my choice marks did not come up. Let's see. Collected reward. It's probably a box. That's right. Yes it is. Okay. So it's a box. I can now double click dilithium and mark package, and it will allow me to choose a reputation that I can get a lot of reputation marks on. And in addition, I've got these featured TFO reward boxes. Again, I've got 3 featured TFO reward boxes here. And it says here that these are bound to account. So it looks like you can put these on another character. So let's say I've got another character that I want to put these on. If I'm able to put these in my account bank, then I can go ahead and use those boxes on another of my characters. So let's just test that out really quick here. Let's go to account bank, and yeah, let's see. Yep, there you go. I am able to put those boxes in the account bank, which means that I can use them on any character. And in fact, I might go ahead and do that, because I think I've got some characters that really need some specialization points. So that is cool. And then of course the marks package, I'm not going to open it yet. Let's see, is it tradable? No, it is bound to character. So I cannot put it in the account bank. It is bound to character, so it will only work on this character. I'm not going to double click it just yet, because I need to go through my reputation and see where I need marks the most, because I am grinding that 6th tier of the reputation, but I need to see which one needs the most marks. I will do that later, but we're here today to test out the Beacon of Kahless. That's the whole point of this video. So here it is, Beacon of Kahless. It disables all foes within 12 kilometers for 8 seconds, and it summons 1 cruiser and 3 raiders for 45 seconds. So it reminds me that it's similar to the Delta Alliance reinforcements or the Nimbus Pirate Distress Call, where these call in reinforcements to battle with you. And the Delta Alliance does it for 45 seconds, and then the Nimbus one is 25 seconds. You get those extra reinforcements. And on this one, it is 45 seconds. So it's closer to the Delta Alliance one in terms of time frame that the reinforcements get to help you. But you get a cruiser and 3 raiders. So it is kind of similar to both the Delta Alliance reinforcements, Beacon, and Nimbus Pirate Distress Call. But in addition to summoning help, it also will disable all the foes within 12 kilometers for 8 seconds because of that bright Beacon of Kahless light or whatever this is supposed to put off. I'm not sure how you actually enable this. I'm assuming you just leave it in your inventory, and then when I go into space, we add a button in our hotbar, but we're going to check that out. Let's see if there's any more information on it. It does have more details, so let's read about it. This device calls ships full of Klingon warriors to fight and die with you in the light of Kahless. The light itself is blindingly bright, disabling nearby enemies for 8 seconds and eliminating aggro when the light fades. So that's another ability it has. It eliminates aggro when the light fades. Players in a threatening stance preserve their threat, though. The ships will provide assistance for up to 45 seconds, after which they will seek honor elsewhere, and it cannot be used while piloting a small craft. The Beacon of Kahless deploys for 2 seconds, then releases a blinding light, disabling enemies for 8 seconds, half the duration against players. So that means if you're playing against somebody else, PvP, it's half that duration. It summons 1 Klingon cruiser and 3 Klingon raiders to assist for 45 seconds. It eliminates aggro against players except for players in a threatening stance. Cannot be used in a small craft. 12-kilometer sphere, half a second to activate, a 5-minute recharge time, so that's a very long recharge time. Disables all foes within 12 kilometers for 8 seconds, summons 1 cruiser and 3 raiders for 45 seconds. Let's beam into space and see what this is all about. I want to first activate it by itself and just see what it does. And then we will go into a combat situation and see what it does. I'm curious what the ship types are. Let's see. Let's get out here into space. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to activate it in soul space, but we're going to try. So I'm going to go to an empty hotbar here, and I'm guessing all I have to do, yes, here it is. It's under your availability, your available skills. So hit P when you're in space here to get, access your hotbar skills, unlock your tray, and drag the Beacon of Kahless into a free slot, just like that. So it does look like you cannot enable it in soul space. I'm going to have to be in a combat situation to enable it. So it says exactly what it says here. Disable all foes with 12 kilometers per second, summon a cruiser. Now this extra little thing on it, control amplification, I believe that is some other ability that I have. So you can probably ignore that part of it. It probably does not normally have that control amplification ability that is tacked onto this here. That is something else I've got going on. But the main abilities of this is to disable the foes within 12 kilometers, summon a cruiser and 3 raiders for 45 seconds to help you in combat. But I will have to be in a combat situation to use this. So that's exactly what I'm going to go do now. We're just going to go to a simple, really simple thing out here. We're going to go to Japori. Everybody knows Japori. It's a real simple Romulan thing to do. Very easy, very simple, and it will allow us to take a look at this thing. So hang tight as I head there. Transwarp 32, going as fast as I can. It's going to take a second though to get there. Alright everybody, I am at Japori, so let's go in and see how this thing works. I may actually have to enter combat before I can activate it. I wanted to activate it by itself. Yes, I can't activate it right now. I wanted to do that by itself because I wanted to see just what it looks like on its own and take a look at the ships it spawns, but I'm actually going to have to be in a combat situation to use it, so that is something. But let's go ahead and do that. I guess we'll just see what it does with these ships here. Actually, I got another idea. No, let's go ahead and use it now. Okay, so I'm going to have to attack. Now I can use it. Summon. Ah, there it is. Very bright. So they should all be disabled. I guess that's the thingy right there. It disappears so quickly. There's the bird of praise. And there's a Klingon Sec battle cruiser. 161,000 hull on that thing. So that's pretty impressive for the battle cruiser. The bird of praise are 62,000 hull. They are Mokai Klingon. And this is just Klingon. And after 45 seconds, they should disappear. And they're gone. That's it. That's the deal. That's how it works. I want to activate it again, but we have to wait for 5 seconds. I'm actually going to... I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm actually going to go try something different. I'm going to go ahead and warp out of this battle here, because that 5-minute cooldown time is a very long time. Let's use it on something a little more heavy. Let's go do the Dederidex. The patrol that has the Dederidex. I believe it's Karaya. I believe. And that one has a Romulan Dederidex. And what we'll do is we'll activate the Beacon of Kahless. And I will not shoot on the ship except to activate the beacon. And we will let it fire on the ship and see what kind of firepower it has with the group that it summons. I wish I could get a large group of ships so that I could see how it disables them. But just imagine if you had a large group of ships around you, it would affect all of them. Since I'm on the cooldown on this, I'm going to have to wait for it to cool down. I will just go ahead and cut the video here and come back when the cooldown for the Beacon of Kahless is ready. Okay, welcome back. The Beacon of Kahless has respawned. It is ready to go. It is renewed. Let's enter the Karaya system. I'm going to fire on the Dederidex so that I can activate the thing. And then I'm just going to let the cruiser and the raiders do their business. Try to get real close to it too. There we go. Fire so I can launch, and there it is. There it is. Ooh, that's so bright. Okay, oh, it's got a really cool effect. They sparkle. They sparkle when they are being confused. So there's the cruiser, but they're fighting the Mogai. I wanted him to fight the Dederidex. There's the birds of prey are fighting. So I guess they'll just attack anybody they're close to. Not necessarily who you want them to. So they'll just aid you by fighting randomly. But there's the cruiser. I want to get a close-up view on the cruiser. There's a bird of praise. And now it's gone. So he did a little bit of damage, 62% down on this thing, but not a lot. So it's an aid, but it's not a huge difference. The Dederidex is gone. Okay, that one was destroyed. Interesting. Probably all the Romulan ships here. I mean Romulan ships, the other Romulan ships, Reman ships, whatever. Okay, so that's basically the gist of it. I mean, It's something, I guess, let's get out of here. It's something, I guess, that I would use if I was in a pickle. Like, let's say I'm in a pickle, and I've just got a lot of enemies around me. They're pounding on me, and I can't get away. Hit the Beacon of Kahless, boom, they're disabled, and boom, you get some backup, and you can get out of the situation, save yourself, and come back into the fight. That's probably a good use for it. I do want to try this in a more robust scenario, so I think what I am going to do right now is after it cools down and my ship heals and everything, I am going to run just a general ISA. Infected the conduit, not the conduit, yeah, the conduit, yeah, the conduit. Infected the conduit advanced. And I will use the Beacon of Kahless in that TFO. And I've got to figure out, though, when to use the Beacon of Kahless. The thing about the Beacon of Kahless is because it's got a 5-minute cooldown, you can't just always use it. You kind of need to be very tactical about how and when you use it. So if you're going to play a TFO, you need to think, when's the best point in the TFO to use the thing? Like I said, you can use it when you're in a pickle, but if you want to strategically plan to use it, like I'm trying to think right now, I would think a good part would be when we're trying to maybe take down the transformer. It would be good to confuse all the ships and have the extra firepower from the backup that it summons to try to take out one of the transformers. That might be a good, especially if your team's having a hard time taking down a transformer, that could help, because you know how they like to activate those things, let the nanites come, and the people don't even care, or they do it too quickly and they don't guard against that. Or maybe toward the end, taking down the cube at the end. I'm not sure when the best time to use the thing is, but I'm going to find out. I'm going to go ahead and jump into one. And what I will do is I will just go ahead and start the TFO. And I'm not going to show the entire TFO here. I will just cut to when I use the Beacon of Kahless in the TFO. That way you don't have to sit through the entire battle. But I am going to wait until this cools down, and then I'm going to go into one. Okay, everybody, this is a situation where we might need a little bit of help. We got a lot of spheres around us, and the nanites haven't activated, but we need to take this thing down. I'm going to activate the Beacon of Kahless right here. It blinds everyone. It brings in that. Look at that. Took that down real fast now. And we can get rid of all these nanite spheres. Maybe not the best use of the Beacon of Kahless at the time, but honestly, this group is doing really good in this TFO, so I didn't really feel like I needed it, to be honest. I may go ahead and try another TFO and see if it's more useful in something different. Somebody else just used the Beacon of Kahless. So that's actually 2 uses. I wanted to leave this in here just to show you. Somebody else used it as well. So I guess when you have multiple people using it, it's actually pretty cool. You can see that there were Klingon ships in there. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, if like a lot of people use it, your whole team uses it at different stages of a TFO, I suppose that could be extremely useful. Alright, I think I'm going to just give it one more shot just to really hit it home. I'm going to warp out, I'm going to let it cool down again. And I am going to do a different TFO. I will find something.
Here they come.
Okay, I decided to do a Defense of Starbase 1 because a lot of ships spawn like this, and we can get a really good feel for this thing. So let's do this. With all these ships spawned here, let's launch this thing right here. Ooh, look at that. And then, of course, we have our backups. Klingon ships fighting Klingon ships. Birds of prey, they're firing. Got the Sec battle cruiser over there. It's about to fade though, because it's been... Yep, there it goes. It faded. And that's it, pretty much. That's what it does for you.
Keep fighting!
Okay, now we have Klingon battleships. And I'm going to try this one more time. Let's launch this here. We're trying to protect this ship. There goes the beacon. And now we have reinforcements. They're out there. There's one of the Cleve battleships.
Ship is launching. Give them cover.
Look at all that firepower. And now they're gone. The reinforcements are gone. Well, that was it, everybody. That was the Beacon of Kahless. Disables enemies within 12 kilometers for 8 seconds, and then brings in a reinforcement. You get a battle cruiser and a few raiders. That is the Beacon. It's similar to the Delta Alliance or the Nimbus Pirate reinforcements, although it adds that extra effect of disable. So, the question then is, now that you've seen it and how it operates and what it does, was it worth the grind? Was it worth the 14-day commendation TFO everyday grind? That's the question I'm going to leave for you today. Keep in mind, you don't just get the beacon, however, with that package. You do get this large dilithium and mark package, multiple choice, and you got that other package that has 3... I guess option of specialization point or universal tech upgrade. So it is a bundled package. It's not just the beacon. You get other things with it too. And those that are trying to get their tier 6 reputation leveled up like I'm trying to do can really help you get a lot of marks in a certain reputation that you may need to, you know, level that reputation up. So that can be extremely useful as well. So with all of that in mind, are those rewards worth the grind? That's what I want to pose to you. And is the Beacon of Kahless worth it? Is it a good reward? Will you use it in the game? Let me know your thoughts and comments about it. But that's pretty much where I'm going to end this video. That was my look at the Beacon of Kahless reward in Star Trek Online. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.